One of Britain's most beloved actresses has quietly built a private business empire worth far more than her movie paychecks, and almost nobody talks about it. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll find out who she is and how she pulled it off in total secrecy. These 15 women built their fame on screen, but off camera, some of them have been running smart, quiet businesses worth a lot of money. Let's count down 9 of the biggest hidden empires in British acting, starting small and building up to the biggest reveal of all. 1. Charlotte Rampling. Let's start with Charlotte Rampling. She spent more than 5 decades starring in art house films across France, Italy, and Britain, becoming one of the most respected names in European cinema. Away from film sets, though, Rampling is known for living an incredibly private life in Paris, far from typical celebrity culture. She rarely speaks about money, fame, or business in interviews, and people close to her describe someone who values quiet living over flashy display. Industry insiders say she's built up smart, low-key investments connected to art and property over the decades. There are no big headlines, no flashy announcements, and no public statements about wealth. Just patient, steady decisions made quietly behind closed doors. The kind most fans never notice unless they look closely. 2. Joan Collins. Next up is Joan Collins. You probably know her from the hit show Dynasty in the 1980s, where she played the unforgettable Alexis Carrington. But Joan didn't just act rich on TV. She built a real business around her own glamorous image. Over the years, she's put her name on perfumes, beauty lines, and lifestyle products, and she's written more than a dozen books, including best-selling novels and memoirs. Joan understood something early. Her brand was valuable, and she could license it again and again across different products. That's smart business thinking. Now, in her 90s, Joan still works steadily, proving her name carries real, lasting value, and it's kept her financially independent long after the cameras stopped rolling on Dynasty. 3. Trudy Styler. Now let's talk about Trudy Styler. Most people know her as Sting's wife, but she's much more than that. Trudy is a real entrepreneur. She co-founded a film production company called Maven Pictures, which has backed serious, award-recognized movies over the years. She also runs an organic farm at her family's countryside estate in Wiltshire, England. There, the land is used to grow organic produce and support sustainable farming practices. On top of that, Trudy co-founded the Rainforest Fund back in 1989, an organization that has raised significant money to protect rainforests and indigenous communities worldwide. She's proof that being married to a rock star doesn't stop you from building your own separate empire entirely. If you're enjoying learning the hidden side of these stars, hit that like button and subscribe right now. We've got way more surprising stories coming, and you won't want to miss a single one. 4. Jane Seymour. Jane Seymour might be most famous for playing Dr. Quinn, Medicine Woman, but her business sense is just as impressive as her acting career. Jane is a trained artist, and she turned that talent into a real company. She designs paintings, sculptures, and home decor pieces that sell to collectors and fans around the world. She also created a well-known jewelry collection called the Open Heart Design. Inspired by a pendant she designed herself during a difficult period in her life, that jewelry line became a genuine commercial success, sold through major retailers for years. Jane didn't just license her name like many celebrities choose to do. She stayed deeply involved in the actual design and creative process from start to finish. That hands-on approach helped her build a lasting, profitable brand that reaches far beyond Hollywood and the world of acting. 5. Joanna Lumley. Joanna Lumley is loved for playing Patsy in Absolutely Fabulous, but off-screen, she's been busy in ways most fans don't fully realize. Beyond acting, Joanna has spent years as a serious campaigner, most famously fighting for the rights of Gurkha soldiers and their families to settle in the UK. That campaign became a major national news story back in 2009, and Joanna personally led much of it. Alongside her activism, she has held private investments and business interests that rarely make headlines or attract attention. She's also worked as a respected travel presenter, hosting documentaries that took her across deserts, jungles, rivers, and mountain ranges. Each project added another layer to both her income and her public influence. Joanna proves that fame can be used to build financial security and real-world impact at the very same time. 6. Dame Julie Andrews. Dame Julie Andrews is known worldwide for Mary Poppins and The Sound of Music, but for decades, she's also quietly run her own production and publishing world. Julie co-founded creative companies with her daughter, Emma Walton Hamilton, and together they have written more than 30 children's books, many of which became bestsellers across the world. Their partnership also developed television and stage projects, giving Julie real creative control instead of simply being a hired actress waiting for the next role. This matters because most actors get paid once and move on to the next job. Julie built something that kept earning year after year through books, royalties, and new creative projects. She turned her name, her voice, and her storytelling skill into a genuine long-term family business that continues today. 7. Emma Thompson. Emma Thompson is one of Britain's most respected actresses, known for Sense and Sensibility and Love Actually. What many fans don't know is that Emma is also a skilled screenwriter and business-minded producer. She won an Academy Award for writing the screenplay for Sense and Sensibility back in 1996, which is incredibly rare for someone who is also the lead actress. She has continued developing projects, including the Nanny McPhee films, through her own production setups, giving her control over scripts, casting, and creative direction. This means Emma earns money not just from acting, but from writing, developing, and shaping entire films from the ground up. She's also known for being outspoken about environmental issues, often using her public platform to support sustainable causes and activism. By combining creative ownership with strong personal values, Emma built a career that goes far beyond simply showing up on camera, giving her lasting influence in an industry that often forgets people quickly. 8. Dame Helen Mirren. Dame Helen Mirren won an Oscar for playing the Queen in 2007, but in real life, she's built something just as impressive: a smart, patient property portfolio. Helen has spoken openly about her love for restoring old, historic homes. She and her husband, director Taylor Hackford, have purchased and renovated properties in places like New Orleans, carefully preserving their original character while increasing their long-term value. This isn't just a hobby for show. Real estate like this can grow significantly in value over time, especially in protected historic neighborhoods with strong character. Helen treats these projects with real patience, often spending years on a single renovation rather than rushing for quick profit. She's also been famously selective about her acting roles, choosing projects that match her values rather than chasing every paycheck. That kind of patience, in both property and career, takes real financial confidence and long-term thinking that most people never get to see. 9. Dame Judi Dench. And finally, we're back to the actress we mentioned at the very start, Dame Judi Dench. Despite playing M in the James Bond films and winning an Oscar for Shakespeare in Love back in 1999, Judi has always kept her financial life extremely private. She's spoken openly about loving her garden more than red carpets, and friends describe her as down-to-earth rather than flashy or showy. Behind that humble image, though, Judi has quietly built long-term financial security through property and careful private investments across many decades of steady work. She has also appeared in a small number of trusted brand partnerships over the years, turning her well-loved public image into extra, dependable income. Unlike many stars who chase headlines about wealth, Judi has done the complete opposite. She's kept things quiet, choosing comfort and genuine privacy over flashy public displays. That's exactly why most people had no idea about this side of her life until now. It just goes to show that some of Britain's most famous faces are also some of its smartest, quietest business minds, working steadily in the background the entire time. So, there you have it. 9 British actresses who've proven that talent on screen can absolutely lead to smart success behind the scenes. Which one surprised you the most? Let us know in the comments, give this video a thumbs up, and subscribe for more hidden celebrity stories every single week.